Okay, so I think we're just going to get started. Is everybody's here, right? Okay, we're all ready. Let's just get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first in a series of informational webinars that are being presented by BidYourEnergy.com. The title for today's webinar is "Which Rate Type is Right for Me?" We're going to talk about all the different product offerings out there that relate to energy and how you should analyze them. And we'll just get into it. So we are going to talk about all of the typical product offerings and why firms really have to consider all of them before making a decision and locking into anything. And see what happens a lot nowadays. Businesses will get comfortable in one rate and that's it. Most companies don't even realize that there are these other options out there for them, and that's where a good consulting company like Bid Your Energy can help. We can take some of that workload off of you, and through the course of this presentation, I think you're going to see that there is a lot of research that could really bog you down. Here on this slide we have 4 of the main product types that we typically work with. The very popular fixed rates, the index rates or market index rates, sometimes referred to as variable, the block and index rates, and environmentally friendly options. And the first one we'll take a look at is the fixed rate. Now this is easily the most popular. What you get is a stable, predictable price per kilowatt hour for the entire term of the agreement. You can see the diagram here. We have the market floating up and down in gray, very volatile, not stable, and you have your fixed price moving steadily along in red. With a fixed rate, you avoid exposure to those volatile spikes in pricing. And by avoiding these spikes, you're limiting the risk of any cost that may impact your bottom line. And that makes this product very attractive to businesses with a low risk tolerance. You know exactly what you're going to get charged each month. You can rest comfortably enjoying budget certainty. And you can be engaged in a contract for as little as 6 months all the way up to 36 months term. And when you're looking at a rising market condition, this is generally the best option to work with. And that right there, that's your fixed rate. It's easy, it's stable. It's definitely the most widely used product, but it's not always the best one to use. And that's where you really have to look at all the options nowadays. And we'll move on to the next product and the next slide, which is the index rate. And sometimes you'll get this, you'll hear this being called a variable rate. This is the polar opposite of the fixed rate. This one, you're riding the market month to month. As the price floats up and down, so does your electric bill. And the rate that you are paying is actually tied into a published LMP. That stands for Locational Marginal Price. And don't want to go into detail about what drives this price because we could really be here all day, but factors like the price of natural gas, the demand for power, and the weather all combine to create this market price that goes up and down. Now, right now, if you are not under contract with a supplier, you might be saying, well, this is what I'm doing right now. My local utility is charging me a market price and billing me every month. Well, on the graph here, you can see you can be with a supplier at a variable rate and still pay under the market rate. So you're still saving. It's just changing every month. And there are a few times when this option is good for you. The index market follows market conditions month to month, so if you have a higher than normal risk tolerance, this might work for you. So you're taking a gamble, but it can really pay off if the market's declining. This is where having the right team look at the market, analyze your company's needs, and if we're all convinced that the market is trending downward, you could end up paying far less than you would at a fixed rate by being on this variable plan. So that's your index rate. Floats with the market, and there's another option that I want to talk about that combines the first two that we just talked about, and that's what we'll move on to next. This is your block rate, block and index rate, sometimes it's referred to. It's combining the features of both the fixed and the variable products. You lock in a portion of your load at a fixed price, and you let the remainder of it float the market. And you can see on the graph here, there's an established block keeping you at a fixed price for an established amount of demand. And that's typically 1 megawatt. And this lets you pay the market rate for anything that's above and beyond that block of power. So this product is truly the best of both worlds. It's great for companies that have a medium risk tolerance. You can use this to take advantage of uncertain markets. There's a minimum size requirement, however, for this option. The blocks have to be purchased in at least 1 megawatt of demand. So it's for your larger facility. That's your block and index option. So one more thing I want to take a look at as far as product offerings, and these are your environmentally friendly options. They are available for companies that are concerned about their impact on the environment. Are you concerned about your corporate image? If so, you can choose to have renewable green energy power all or a portion of your portfolio. Now, these green energy types are wind, solar, really any renewable source. And these are fulfilled using renewable energy credits, or RECs. Just recently, the Super Bowl was powered by RECs. And if you actually opt into green energy through Bid Your Energy, we will donate trees in your honor to one of America's national forests. And we'll actually send you a plaque in recognition of this. And companies that go green can also use EPA logos on their site or materials to distinguish themselves as green businesses. And it's not that expensive either. We have had winning bids in certain markets come from green energy 100%. All right, next slide. Noteworthy agreement terms and conditions. I wanted to touch on this just briefly here before I say goodbye. We have a detailed process here at Bid Your Energy. Every client gets assigned their own dedicated analyst, and these analysts are trained in every aspect of negotiating a rate. And no matter how small it may seem, the rate that you're paying consists of numerous components, and each one of them is key when you're negotiating the lowest rate possible. There are literally 30 components that are separated and analyzed by our analysts here. There's a few listed on this slide: payment terms, ancillary charges, load profile matching, bandwidth and capacity requirements, early termination fees, green requirements. So when I say they look at your load profile, they're looking at how you use your energy, what times of the day you use it. They want to find out what your business plan is. Do you plan on growing or shrinking over the next year? And just a ton of these other factors all go into combining forces and creating negotiating the best rate possible. Now, our goal here is to make sure we are taking advantage of everything we can to really negotiate the lowest rate possible for you. And this is all the minutia that we want to take off of your plate. You know, don't let yourself get bogged down in figuring all of this out. You know, let the experts handle it for you. And why Bid Your Energy now? Well, the market's at a 10-year low. We literally haven't seen prices like this over in a decade, and that's why I put this slide here. You can see where they've gone over the last 10 years. And most of the experts that we've spoken to and all agree that the reports that are show that this is going to go back up. You can just see past history, that upward trend is coming, and summertime is on its way. Summertime, you have more demand for power, you have more jobs out there. All those factors really make it the most ideal time to bid out and use our auction platform, PowerPit. This auction platform forces suppliers to show their hand and give out the rock bottom rates. See, they're bidding with a couple dozen other suppliers, and they don't know what their competitors are going to bid, so they really have to give up their best rate up front, or they would risk losing all of the business altogether. We also have the people here at Bid Your Energy to help you. We have over 160 employees. They're all ready to help. We've been around for over 10 years. We have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. We work with over 10,000 facilities. The mass and leverage that we have to demand the lowest prices out there. And so that's it for today. Thank you, guys. I wanted to just get you started here. Go to our website, bidyourenergy.com. There's a link there that you can click on and get started. Or you can call us at 877-669-8243. Thanks again for taking time out of your day to listen, and please come back for more informative webinars coming soon.